welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I'm playing with a sketch from Stick It Down. It is from April 2025 and it's just the single page sketch, and this is what it looks like, and it'll pop up on the top left corner here. These are the picture I'm going to scrapbook. It's my oldest daughter and my husband, her dad, playing video games, and then I pulled out quite a bit of Hip Kit Club from different ephemera packs that kind of match with the color I wanted to go with on the pattern paper and the feel of gaming together. I also pulled out this Child at Heart from Wild Whisper. That was also a chipboard piece from Hip Kit, and then this is Leading Lady piece of paper from Studio Calico when they did 12 by 12 papers, which, if you know, it's been a long time. So yeah, still doing that. As you can see, I am matching my photo in this black cardstock because there is a bunch of black on that background. I wanted to play up with the black in those kind of embellishment clusters. As you can see, I've also rotated the sketch 90 degrees. So instead of the title being up the side in a vertical picture, excuse me, it is going to be a horizontal picture, and I literally just rotated it then. So the title is going to be upright instead of sideways, but it stays in the same spot because I literally just rotated it, which makes me happy when that happens. So I am going to stamp these, this one Nintendo controller right away. I'm using pigment ink, white pigment ink from Gina K. It stays wet a really long time, but I'm going to stamp a whole bunch of them on the black cardstock, and then I'm going to heat dry them so that they set, so that when I go to fussy cut them, they are not going to smudge everywhere. I did decide to do, I think I do 6 of them, maybe 7 of them. I just had some scrap cardstock, so I'm just stamping them. I will wipe my stamp down later, but not until I'm done. So I want you, make you watch me heat emboss all of this because, well, yeah, that takes a long time. And then I'm going to just cut these out. So there are a super quick one to cut out. I like how rich the Gina K white pigment actually stays on the black cardstock. So it's not like stark white. If I wanted it to be whiter, I could have stamped it multiple times using my stamp platform, but I wasn't super worried about it not being like really bright white. But look at how wonderful these look. I love them. So I did cut out 4 of them to start with, because there's 4 of them on the sketch, or 4-ish that are similar. And so I am going to build out those spots though. So the spots are like, do actually take up quite a bit of room on the sketch. So, and then I did know that I wanted to use this Game Time chipboard, so that will become my title. I was looking to see if any of these others will work. They could have. I didn't want to put a whole bunch of hearts on this one, so literally no hearts. Actually, no enamel dots there, which is kind of surprising. Or splatters, or all the things that I usually do, or lots of things I do. I'm putting fun foam on the back of my picture just to have it have a little bit of dimension. This is the 4-inch double-sided tape that you can get from scrapbook.com, and I like using it on the fun foam on at least one side. I don't know where I put it. I went to a weekend class in the beginning of March, and it's somewhere. It's probably still in my bag. but I just use tape. It's all good. I'm getting some of this down right away. Because of the sketch, there's a bit of thinking that has to happen, but not the same fussing as as if it's just coming from my head and I'm just plopping and putting stuff on here. So definitely going to cut these off right away because I like to see my page as it's happening. I know there's some scrapbookers out there that will leave that stuff on and then chop it off all at once. I find that hard to do. So I'm not liking how small that the controller is beside the game time. And so I'm thinking about what I can do to change that while I'm going through these different pieces. There's a lot left in this one. This one was from 2020, so it has lots of like gaming and staying home and that kind of stuff because that's where the world was then. But I have so much of it left, so I'm going to try and get some of it on here. The little controller piece is why I grabbed this to begin with, and that quality time circle that's at the bottom right now. So, and then just looking to see if there's anything else in here. I could look at the back, but this little play button that's in orange, which I like. That blue heart was not, like, it was too green for the page, so it looked more of that greeny color that's right there. But yeah, so look through that one. This one I've done really well with, and there's only like, I don't know, a few pieces left. I think I had 8 left written on the top. I had pulled it out for that fun, but it's not going to work anymore. The banner could have worked, but meh. I do pull out 2 of these little white and black banners, and so 2 more gone on that one. And then I have these fabric pieces from HipKit as well, and I have lots of these left. So I have used them before. There's, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 pieces I've used, but this was like a huge set of word bits but on fabric pieces, and they're not sticky backed, but I fight with it a little bit later because it's hard to know. So I wish manufacturers put like non-adhesive, no adhesive or adhesive on some of these things. Like those ones, you would think they'd be adhesive. Not like the cardstock ephemera, obviously, but some of the things that are a little bit different that you're like, is it? Because these fabric pieces would have been like, they're easy to use, but would have been like so cool if they were adhesive. But I like them anyway, and I'll use them. I just have to remember they're not adhesive, and I should just write on the package, not adhesive. But so I'm trying to get an orange piece in each of my clusters, a bit of white in each of my clusters. I have black in each of them already, and a bit of the blue. So those fabric pieces are going to work really well for making that happen. And this is where I decided that that bottom is probably not quite what I want. So I'm going to pull out, my stamp, and I'm going to stamp the bigger controller to see if the 2 black would work with this. And so, yeah, stamped, heat set, and then I'll cut it out too, but it doesn't take me too long to do that. For the ones of these that I don't use, I'm just going to pop them in the back of this stamp set, because if I want a controller for a layout about gaming, because my family likes to game, this is the set I'm going to grab for. So then I'd be like, oh, I have black controllers already. Do I want to use the black ones? And so none of this goes to waste. It'll just sit in there until I want to use it. So as a hint, I'm not going to use them all. So, and then I decided, hey, maybe I need some color in this title cluster. So I've got the blue and the orange in all of the 3 other areas, and I don't have very much blue and orange going on in my title cluster. So I decided to pull out the cardstock, and I'm trying to match a little bit closer. That may be for the gray for like a half a second, but these 2 colors are pretty close to what that background paper is, and I like it. So I did not clean my stamps off, so there is white pigment ink, but I'm using a really cheap stamp pad that I don't care if white gets on it. And it actually stamps great, and it's perfect. I like it. Not a big deal. Um, it's not going to be a big deal when I go to use that black one, because I can use like a little brush and brush the white around and it'll be fine. Not a big deal. If I want something that's like really black and stark, I'd use my Carvel ink that's at the top there. I've used this other one a lot. It was on clearance like years ago from, it was Michael's, but my archival I actually need a ring inker for, so maybe the next time I go to the craft store. Which would be awesome. I should double check on my local craft store on their website to see. I typically go to Paper and Ink in Calgary, and I can order and then go pick it up. So I don't even have to like look for it. They'll just do it. So that's me trying to figure out if it's adhesive backed. I even use my poker to try and like peel that piece off, but it is definitely not. I'm going to sneak the quality time underneath here because it didn't end up in the bottom. Looking at those black, I think those are Studio Calico. It could be, I think they're Studio Calico. Ali Edwards has similar word stickers, so I was just thinking about that, but I'm pretty sure. And so putting some dimension on my pages with some adhesive dots. This orange, I'm going to put at the bottom, but it's going to move here in a second, which is totally okay. Playing around. I like this geotag with the house in it. So I'm just going to fussy cut some of the white off just because there's a little much there for what I want. And then another foam dot, and this I'm going to slide underneath, and it says relaxing together. And then that's going to go on top. And then I'm looking for the banner piece that I had. And so this one says let's hang out and have fun. And I'm going to put it on so that the geotag point is where the and is, and then I'll cut that off in a second. I'm still trying to get that little gaming thing on, but I've decided maybe not. So looking at my top cluster, and I'm like, I need a white piece. So there was one that I hadn't crossed off on here that I should have still had. I probably lost it somewhere, but it would have worked really well on here, but it's not there, so whatever. So I look for some white bits in there for word-ish things, and then I remembered this awesome from the chipboard. That's going to work just fine. And so this orange one says, feel good, play best. Really not great grammar, but that's okay. And the bottom one says loving life. And it's going to get popped up to add some dimension. And we're getting pretty close to being done here. So I just decided that I wanted just a little bit more. So I'm going to add some word phrase from these stickers, which I really wanted. So I'm glad I got to use them. This one on the bottom says all fun and games. The banner on the bottom says my heart is full. And then above that on that circle says memories with you. And then the top black one I just put down says us. And then this last one says together. I'm going to overlap it. I thought underneath, but I didn't like it underneath. So I'm going to pull it up again and over top. And one more set of word stickers. So I want some in that cluster with the title. So this says Weekend Quest, because why not? They probably were doing a questy kind of thing, and it was on the weekend. So just gonna readjust this one just a little bit. I just didn't like how it was sitting with the my heart is full. And that is it. So here are some close-ups. There'll be some still shots to follow. I love the texture those fabric pieces give to the page. This sketch was so much fun to use. I think I'll probably use it again. It's just a little different from what I would normally do. There's a little fuzz on my picture. And here's some close-ups. Like, look at that texture. Makes me happy. I love this piece of paper too from Studio Calico. It really worked with the feel of the page. And middle cluster, and then there'll be the full page. Thank you so much for watching today. If you liked my video, I would really like a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe here. There's some other videos here that you might want to watch. Thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a great day.